Take care, man.
All right, folks, and that was Chris Murray. Now let's bring on a guy. Speaking of D.C., he is one of my favorite news personalities from Fox 5, and he is a trooper getting up every morning, probably about 2:30, and does a great job. But he's got a book coming out talking about the black quarterback. He is Wisdom Martin. Wisdom, how are you, man?
Hey, Coach, I appreciate the kind words. Thank you so much for having me. Always good to talk to you.
Well, look, real quick, let's get into it because
yes, sir.
I know the conversation that dominated your show, at least for the first 2 or 3 days, was the debacle that's a week old now at the Academy Awards. What is your take on that? And what do you think, in your opinion, is the appropriate sanction or punishment for Will Smith?
Well, Coach, when I first, because I was asleep when it happened, but when I got up in the morning and I started reading over my stuff at 2 o'clock in the morning on my phone, I saw it and I thought it was a joke.
So did I.
started texting people, and I'm like, was this real? And then you look at it and they're like, no, it was real. I texted some people who were out there at the event, and they said, no, this is real. So then I'm like, so let me get this straight. Will Smith got upset, and I get it. It may have been an inappropriate joke, but that's what comedians do. And it was Chris Rock. So Will Smith decided he was going to go gangster that day against that guy, a guy he knew probably, well, Chris Rock is not a big guy. So he gets offended because Jada got offended, and he goes up on stage and slaps that man wearing a tux, and then turns around and goes and sits down and puffs out his chest and starts cussing at the Oscars. It was ridiculous. It was stupid. It was inappropriate, and any other thing you can think of. Now, I'm not judge, jury, and executioner, but I lost all respect for Will Smith. If he wanted to fight for real, like we do for real, meet him outside. If it was that offensive to you, you could have met him outside. There were a number of parties that they had. You could have met him outside. If you had a problem with him, you could have fought him. But to walk up and basically sucker punch a guy in a tux who, by the way, Coach, Chris Rock, I don't know, a lot of people might not know this about Chris Rock. Chris Rock had been bullied when he was a child because he got bused from his neighborhood to a white school. So this is a guy who was traumatized. We talk about mental health all the time. Think about from the time you were a young child all the way through your teen years being bused from your black neighborhood to a white school and being bullied every single day and the mental anguish that has. You are able to deal with that and become a successful comedian and actor. And then on this night, this guy walks up on the stage, Will Smith, and slaps you and goes and sits down and starts cussing and then acts like, what's the big deal? Because you said something about my wife. I didn't like it. I don't like what Will Smith did. I've lost all respect for Will Smith because I just thought it was a silly thing to do. It was awful. And I thought
I agree.
It up the entire night for Will Smith, for he got the award, which they should have put him out. He should have never been up there. I'm sorry. He shouldn't have been able to get up there and get that award. That was ridiculous. And then everybody stands up and cheers. But I get why people were cheering because they didn't know what to do. I get that part.
I thought it was staged. To be honest, initially, I thought it was staged. I thought it was scripted. But I guess no. I guess it's the real deal.
It's the real deal.
Now, having said that, and I concur with you, I'm not one to give him a pass or certainly not one to say, well, he was defending his family, his wife.
Absolutely not.
That's ridiculous.
If he was going to defend his wife, why didn't he defend his wife when August Alsina was sleeping with her? If we're going to go there.
Absolutely.
He didn't say a word to August Alsina, and he was sleeping with his wife.
Absolutely.
I mean, come on. So
keep it real, Wisdom, and that's what I love about you. Keep it real. Now, what kind of sanction? It's being reported that he resigned from the Academy, and if it is true, then I'm saying he's just getting ahead of the posse.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He is. He's getting ahead of the fire that's coming his way. Now, I'm not one that will say take that Oscar back because